Hello everyone, my name is Julian Greystoke and I am an authortuber, and I recently saw on an authortube page that I follow someone who was like, how do I even start being an authortuber? Like, baby steps, like where do you even begin? And so I decided it'd be fun to make a video that is literally babies first, the absolute first steps to starting your AuthorTube channel. So if you're familiar with anything to do with YouTube or video making, this is probably going to be like not up your street because you already know. This is going to be really rudimentary. What are the very first steps you take into making your AuthorTube or BookTube or kind of any YouTube channel? So the first thing to remember when you're starting out is it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Practice will help you get better as you go along, but you haven't even tried it, so you don't even know if you're gonna like it or not. Be forgiving of yourself because your first few videos are gonna suck, and that's okay. Let's talk about filming. So obviously part of being an authortuber is the video, because you're on YouTube. What the heck do I use to film myself, you might ask? Well, you can start out just by using your phone. Really, any recording device will work. You just gotta make it work for you. I suggest buying a tripod though. Balancing your phone or your camera on a pile of books is a time-honored tradition, but really a tripod is going to be helpful, and there are very cheap ones out there. Some people will also just use their webcam. I find that the quality on that tends to be much worse than just using your phone, so I do just recommend using your phone. But honestly, if it can film you, then use it. You also have the option, if you're like, I'm nervous about showing my face, of just voice recording. I recommend that you get a decent mic. Just starting out, maybe you can use like a gaming headset or something like that, but eventually, as you go, you are probably going to want to get a decent mic. I use a Yeti mic, but you can probably find something cheaper that works okay. Play around with it. When I need to do a voiceover or record myself, I use a program called Audacity, and it works really well, and it's free, so definitely consider checking it out. If you are doing that though, you might have to get a little bit better at the video editing portion of things, because you're going to want something visual for people to look at, even if it's just static images. Because again, we're making a video, not a podcast. Podcasting, that's a different thing. I don't really do podcasting. Even though many of my videos are the kind that you could listen to while you're doing chores and stuff, I don't consider them podcasts. Decide what kind of videos you want to do, whether you want people to see your beautiful face or whether you want to just record your voice. Once you've got that figured out and you've secured your tripod, next is to find a place to film, which can be very difficult and is something I still struggle with. Right now I am sitting with a big window facing me because natural light is going to be the best light, and I don't recommend that you spend a lot of money on lighting rigs and stuff when you're just starting out. However, if you do have makeup lighting, that can sometimes be helpful. Like, a lot of people use a ring light for putting on their makeup, so bring that out, plop that behind the camera. But if you can get natural light coming from a window to shine directly on your face, that's going to be your best lighting. And you can maybe play a little bit with the settings of your camera depending on what kind of camera you have, but never fear, most of us, myself included, are not actually that good at using our cameras. We just hope for the best. Once you've secured your camera and your place to film, now you need something to film. And that's where the notebook comes in handy. I keep a notebook of all of my ideas. Anytime that I have a video idea, I just write it down in here. I also keep notes for any book reviews that I'm going to be doing. And you can also decide whether you're going to be doing the type of videos where you script everything and read all of your words verbatim off of a script, or whether you wing it, or whether you do what I do and use bullet points. I write down brief ideas as bullet points and then use those ideas to actually be talking points for a video. It takes a little bit of practice to do this, as well as the sort of free form, just ones where you just talk. Also, I do recommend that you prepare for editing. I know a lot of people starting out don't like to edit and don't do a lot of editing, but I would recommend starting to look into that process. Now, maybe I'm one of the only ones, but I prefer to watch a video where some editing has been done to it. This can be the most daunting to a lot of writers because for many of us, Video editing is a whole new skill that we have never tried before. I highly recommend that you start out with a free video editing program. I started out with Windows Movie Maker, but there are some better free ones out there. I'm not super familiar with them, but feel free, if you know any, to comment them down below. But please, please, please consider video editing. You may notice that there are a lot of cuts in my videos, and that is because I'm cutting out places where I flub a line, where I have too long of a pause, where I say and too much. I leave in some of my ums and ahs because they're a natural part of speaking, but I cut out any times where it's too much or distracting. So I do highly, highly recommend that you at least cut out large pauses or repetition in your videos. But like I said, when you're starting out, just get yourself some of those free editing programs and do the bare minimum just to practice. You'll get better, and if you're enjoying it, eventually invest in a better editing program. Just as a heads up, if you are using Movie Maker, save often. That thing crashes, or at least it used to, like crazy. So just always saving every move you make. Save, 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 save. But Julian, how do you even talk in front of a camera? It's so weird. Yeah, it is. You just gotta practice it. It's not something that comes naturally to a lot of people, so you just gotta keep practicing. For most of us, when we try a new skill, we're not automatically good at it. And that's okay. And you can post your first videos, or you can not and wait until you feel like you're a little bit more practiced. It's completely up to you. What should you do for your first video? Well, again, that's completely up to you, but I recommend the Authortube Newbie Tag so people can get to know you. If you're very new, a tag is a video that has a bunch of questions that someone else has written and you answer the questions. And the Authortube Newbie Tag is all about you as an authortuber and just an author in general. I will try to put a link to the tag in my doobly-doo so you can check it out and see if you would like to answer those questions for yourself. Your video does not need to be complicated. You can get away with limited editing, and you can get away with a lot of things when you're just starting out. Just collect up all of your supplies and give it a shot. Oh, and this is a piece of advice that I give people all the time, and I'm gonna give it again here. Don't film a bunch of videos and then dump them all on YouTube at once. That's a mistake a lot of new authortubers make, and then they're like, oh shoot, I'm out of ideas, and they never post anything again. Try spreading it out. If you film a bunch of things all in a row and you do know that you want to post them, pick a schedule and spread those bad boys out so you have a chance to accumulate more video ideas instead of dumping them all at once. If you're completely new to YouTube, that can be intimidating as well, but it's actually really easy. Do you have an account for watching YouTube? A Google account, basically. If so, you can use that as your Authortube account. You probably haven't posted any videos, but it's incredibly easy to do. Just go onto the YouTube page and there'll be an option up in the and then uploading it is super easy. You fill in all the information, you add anything that you need to add. YouTube will prompt you through everything. Something else that people ask me that I forgot to put in the main video is where do you get the copyright-free music that so many YouTubers use in their videos? That's really easy to find. Once you are in your YouTube studio, on the left-hand side there will be a bunch of tools, and music is one of the tools. You can just go there, you can search the type of sound that you're looking for, or you could just browse, but it's a really great way to download copyright-free music. And I'm gonna need to stop because my memory card is running out of space. I've only got 4 minutes, but I think I've covered everything. If you have more questions, please leave them down below. You can also find me in all of my social media linked in the doobly-doo. I have lots of other videos here on this channel, so go check them out, or check me out on Patreon if that suits you. For as little as $1 a month, exclusive content. It's cool. But anyway, I hope that I see all of you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye! Fastest outro in the West.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yes, I would like to order one Melissa, AC, Swamp Goblin Waifu, Ashley, Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hidden Glade, Persephone, Light Julie, Belle, Patrick, Anne Sophie, Callison, Ray, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Irene, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, Sarah, and Lennox. You mean I can get them all in the Patrons That Are Awesome meal? I'll take it. Before we go, we have a special Patreon shout out today. Everybody knows that new patrons get a special shout out if they would like one, where I highlight any of their projects, blogs, vlogs, books, whatever. And today we have Melissa, who I will have her link tree down below where you can check out all of their cool stuff like books and DeviantArt. There's all kinds of neat stuff on there. They've got a ton of books. Like I was surprised. I am shooketh. So go check out all of that stuff. Link tree down in the doobly-doo. Let's kick out the windows. Let's write on the walls. Climb over the fences, run down the halls. In the light dying, we'll rage and fight. Go kicking and screaming into that good night.